Welcome back to my channel. This is a reading for Taurus for January 2021. Big thank you to all my returning subscribers and anybody who's new to my channel. Welcome. So again, this is just a general reading overall for the collective Taurus energies, and if it resonates, apply where it helps you to move forward. If it doesn't, check back, and maybe in the next month there might be something that is more relatable for you. So first off, Happy New Year, Taurus. I don't know how many of you feel about the passing of 2020, but I know I'm looking forward to the new year, fresh start, moving forward without that heaviness of 2020. So 2021, I do feel will be certainly a lot easier for many of us. So first card out, this is actually the Fortune Reading Cards by Sharina Starr and illustrations by Richard Crooks. I should just quickly mention, I pre-pulled a lot of the cards just because I do pull a lot of cards, so the readings usually tend to go a little longer. You can always check back if you don't have the time to sit through the majority of the reading, but overall, just in short, Taurus, your reading was outstanding for January. I mean, there was a little bit of a conflict moment that comes through, and I don't know if this is around a family energy or if this is around a relationship of some sort, but some kind of fairly close situation. Could be even around a work situation, but again, there is an element of conflict, but for the most part, you're pulling through with flying colors on every front. I'm surprised you won't be a millionaire, if maybe you will be for January, but everything is going in your favor. Everything is looking good in terms of confidence and overcoming challenges, and just a lot of new energy coming through. So starting out, we are looking at the chariot card. So you're charging ahead with confidence, you're staying strong, and you're focused. So that card really just represents a couple of things here. Some of the messages that are coming through with the oracle cards, for sure, I should mention, do differ from those of other decks. I was going to pull some Rider-Waite deck messages just for clarification, but after going through the reading and the cards, it just seemed like it was unnecessary because there were just so many. Even though there's sort of a general message and general energies, and certainly it feels like it's more of an overall picture for, the months to come, it still felt as though there was just so much positivity. You didn't really need the advice cards. You don't really need a lot of clarification on, on a lot of fronts there. So, but anyway, in terms of this card here, the message reads that you're starting to look at your foundations and you're making plans to overcome, any difficulties. You've got a lot of determination with the Chariot card. So it speaks to coming from a place of confidence and determination. It's not to say that you won't have any challenges in the month of January, but I just feel that whatever challenges you're going to be faced with, you will be able to command a level of respect. You're more in control of the events going on around you. You're more established in your energy, and certainly that's drawing other energies and other support systems for you. So whether that is referenced in the workplace or in your personal relationships, friendships and so on, it just feels overall that you are empowered and you're really clear on your boundaries, on a personal front as well. So in terms of money, this card would represent, that you're answering a soul's calling. You're moving in a particular direction that is really heartfelt or purposeful, something that is going to be it's going to be a situation where you're at, or I shouldn't say situation, it's really going to be a path that helps you to grow into. It's not a job you do, it's not just a career, it is something that you are standing behind in terms of your beliefs. So I feel it's more of a creative, expressive kind of energy for a lot of you. But overall, this month really holds a lot of victories, and certainly with the Chariot card, that speaks to the same. There are victories to be had, and you're moving in this same direction regardless on so many levels, and it just feels like there's, successful accomplishment and achievement and enlightenment overall. Even though it's just the start of it in January, clearly it's going to persist over the coming months. So I feel that you're much more assertive overall this month as well, and that than you have been in the past. And again, this could be because your environment has changed in some way and that you feel you have more control over your space. This could be because your workspace has changed. Maybe a lot of you are operating from home. But either way, you have a lot more leverage. And maybe, again, it's because you feel like you're calling the shots in a lot more areas of your life now in general as well. I feel others of you, again, may be operating from a home office or a space where you're driving your strength and power from simply because it's comfortable. It's more comfortable in your home surroundings. And this is a place where you're just feeling like you're more effective. Your own personal throne, I suppose it could be similarly compared to. But either way, it's a relatively stronger, empowering energy that you're feeling for the month of January. A lot of security there. So there's also the energy around the next card out, which is the Lover's card. So again, there's a really significant relationship that seems to be coming through here. So with the Lover's card, definitely there are two paths ahead. Be true to yourself. So for sure, there was a lot of mention of being authentic, not being judgmental. A lot of that was coming through in the reading. And certainly, I mean, again, I'm not sure whether the conflict that was arising was really, relevant to a particular love relationship, work relationship, familial type of relationship, but there is definitely some kind of conflict that you will have to encounter or deal with. And I feel like it's an energy that you're kind of dealing with right now, maybe. So this might have been something that was a carryover from December. But either way, again, the energy around the Lover's card speaks to, generally an actual relationship. But again, it can also be relevant to a path of importance that you're moving ahead toward. So there could be decisions or some kind of major life choices coming in with this card, whether it's you having, you're presented with two choices and you have to make you have to move in the direction of one career over another, whatever it is for you. But somehow you're considering two options, and there's more focus that you're putting out toward maybe, with one career path over another. Again, that could have been something that's more relevant to a heart-based path where you feel like you can really invest in and develop yourself, and it's more in line with congruent with your belief systems and values. For others, this again could be maybe you're just putting a lot of energy toward a relationship. So either way, it feels like there's a lot of intensity in the month of January, emotional. So for some of you, again, it's more of a strong sexual connection or a lot of passion, something that's really heightened. But I feel it's, for the most part, an already existing relationship. But it can also be that someone is coming in. And again, for others, that intensity may be around a conflict or a heartache, but we'll know more as the cards unfold and we flesh things out. So again, there is a sense of duality that operates with this card as well. So there may be a career option where you have a choice between, again, those two job options or career path, deviating toward less of a work situation and more of a personal investment of yourself, choosing to work from home versus working in a general employment situation, whatever it is for you. But I feel that a lot of you will be choosing a more heart-based path over a mundane work situation. It'll be different for many of you, but the underlying message here is that there's some kind of a choice between these two things. So again, I feel you're really doing a lot of networking as well. I feel you're doing a lot more socializing online in January, and it's certainly a good time to really focus on family because many of us are at home. I do feel that because the next card that's up here is the Y card, I feel that, just so that you don't go too far down the rabbit hole without really questioning the direction with regards to your motives, because I feel that you might have, I don't know that you've got a clear cut path on where you're headed just yet. I think you have maybe some ideas, but it feels as though you need to ask yourself why. This is actually the oracle cards from Colette Baron Reid. So again, being clear on your motives, asking yourself why you're doing things, and again, because it helps to keep you in alignment to where you want to be, following that soulful path. And again, I feel it's a calling for you this month. Something is coming through, speaking to you. You're going to get some aha moments that actually allow you to make that decision. So again, this may relate around that decision, and that's why you're having to ask the question why, to help you out with the choice that you need to make this month. Maybe in helping you choose the direction of what holds the most potential for growth versus just maintaining the status quo in a work situation. So I don't feel that many of you are in a financial position of lack. So I think for many of you, moving in this new direction of your dreams seems very feasible. In terms of a relationship, maybe some of you are being triggered in some way where you're not being logical. Your emotions may have a lot of intensity throwing you off, and you're actually arguing and engaging, and you're not really being mindful about whether your intentions are reactionary emotions or you're responding to those heightened feelings. And so this is where you may even need to ask yourself those questions why. So maybe not just on the career front, maybe in addition to, it could be relative to your relationships, or, vice versa, just one or the other. So in remembering your why, you're actually getting clear on the direction or defining, the path or the issue, just so you have a better chance of getting the outcome that you desire, whether it's romantic or otherwise, and at the very least, being better understood when you know what the real question is. So when you feel you're out of balance, just remember to ask yourself some of the questions versus ruminating in those feelings. Why do you feel the way you do? Recognize your triggers, and if your reaction is to the actual situation, or if it's really something that's more internal that you're challenged by. And what I mean by that could be relative to, maybe a self-esteem issue, or, a low period where you're feeling a little bit more depressed. And so you're reacting on an issue that is really coming from another place of, deeper, a deeper issue. So anyway, in terms of prosperity, you can apply the same why in terms of motives around your career aspirations and creative pursuits. Are you driven by a personal journey? A commitment to be of service in a business or a goal that you're trying to pursue, anything like that. These are the questions that you want to start asking yourself. What's your sense of purpose? To make money, acquire things, feel secure, create, build a fund for your kids, stay clear around your intentions. So holding a prominent position might be where some of you are at. Where you feel that you're well respected, versus going into a new direction where you're really starting from scratch and having to build might be, a bit of a jump here for you. But again, your answers will come when you're able to start questioning your motives and what's really important, values and beliefs, just to make sure that your actions are congruent with this motive. So again, looking at your hidden agendas and determining what actions you need to take so that it's in line with your values and beliefs. So on one extreme, it may be you're all about fame, but really there's a deeper need to be recognized and respected. So it's that kind of thing. So if you do the internal work to make sure, what your why is, it also creates a sense of motivation, and it also, because you see the path a little clearer to move forward toward. Serendipity is the next card out, and this card actually relates to your readiness to move forward. And there's a lot of good fortune that comes with this card. Synchronicity and alignment that is creating some luck around you. The universe is lining things up so that the monies are starting to flow to you. You've got luck around relationships, connections, meeting the right people who may be instrumental in your life in the coming months. And I do feel for sure you are going to be making some kind of alliance, in particular with one person that will be opening up something for you down the road. So there is some energy around, again, drawing the right resources to you because you're in alignment with things that you've dreamt about. And, this sense of harmony and balance and planning and preparation has now lined up with the divine's plan. So that's why things, are linking up, because those previous steps in planning and preparation really are leading to what do you call it? The planning and preparation meets opportunity, because that's orchestrated by the divine, and that's helping you to bring things within your reach, to see it so that you can act upon it. So again, whatever this project is, and again, it could be more of a passion project for a lot of you, or creative pursuit, but it speaks to some kind of a legacy that you're going to leave behind, this new path that a lot of you are going to be on. But just know that you're being supported at this time by Spirit, and there is going to be a very significant person, as I mentioned, that you're likely to be in contact with this month, and that's going to really make an impact in your life over time. So the next card out is the Chop Wood card. The Chop Wood card is, sorry, I'm just going to move some of that. out of the way for you. Okay, so again, the chop wood card is really about looking after the mundane practical matters. I don't feel this is an issue that you have a lot of difficulty with, but again, it's just to be noted and repeated. Staying grounded, maintaining your foundation is really important right at this time for January. So again, stay humble, don't be judgmental, look after the day-to-day matters with family and finance, stay focused on the little things in January. It's not a time for that big picture thinking. So again, I feel that you're going to get those aha moments, but I feel they're coming, it might be coming to you for some of you in dreams and that kind of thing, but I feel for a lot of you, it's when you're doing these mindless, repetitive, everyday tasks and looking after those kinds of matters, that's where you're getting the aha moment. It just pops into your head while you're doing dishes, for example, and it helps you to move ahead. And things are moving smoother so that it moves smoother in the coming months because you are getting some answers. So in other words, just be, live in the moment is really what that card is all about. So the next card out is There's No Place Like Home. This card is about you feeling comfortable in your surroundings. I feel that a lot of you might be a little more oriented toward home anyway. And so there's, with the pandemic and so on, I mean, a lot of us are just having to get comfortable in those surroundings anyway. But I feel for you, this is really a sense of where you feel a lot of security to begin with. So again, there's that sense of balance, and it speaks to just feeling like you fit. Feeling like you fit your surroundings, your environment right now. I feel many of you are in that place of security where you can rest and create. I feel that you're now in a position of power and strength, and your overall feeling of safety is that you're untouchable. I feel that you are loved by your family and friends. You're well regarded, well respected. You're surrounded by a lot of familiarity right now. So as long as you just remain authentic and humble, I feel that you're going to see a lot of investments coming forward and projects and business choices. Things will get mirrored back to you if you're putting out the same good intentions and that same good energy. It's kind of a karmic feel to a few of these cards here. So you'll feel more fully yourself during the month of January. And again, that's because you're feeling more empowered. I did see that there would be for sure the conflict that's going to arise, and whatever that is, and it may be something you're currently dealing with or a residual of it right now. But again, there's a flexibility that's required, just staying with that open-mindedness, be adaptable, keeping a teachable nature in the coming months, including January, without compromising your integrity, of course, but going, being able to bend and shift and adapt to new things that are coming in, because you are going to have to adjust to these challenges, and it's a skill. So I don't feel that you're going to have a lot of difficulty with that. For the most part, because I feel that you've been adapting and growing and expanding, you've been doing that periodically, and this, for the period of January, is just even more of that. So again, this is not a time for you to be rigid and demanding, but thoughtful and appreciative of what you have in your life and take nothing for granted. So the more that you are yourself during January, I feel that you'll gain the insight of an opportunity or a direction that you'll be able to step into. Again, reflecting on that aha moment. The possibility is still available to you if you're open to the energy. If you don't choose to act on it, of course, then it may come up in later in a later time frame throughout the year. But again, the energy is open for you to take that possibility if you so choose. So again, that aha moment is likely to come again through this month as your next step. So pay attention to what's coming through your dreams or while you're doing daily routine tasks. So we also have the Gentle Gardener. The Gentle Gardener card is really a gentle reminder that you're being nudged to stay away from self-criticism or criticism of others, and to really look at the beautiful things that you're able to create and have created. So it's really about keep cultivating beauty. So the next card out is the Talisman. And this one is really about, you've learned a lot of life's lessons, and you've pretty much leveled up here. So this is about you being blessed with the wisdom and the insight to be able to successfully operate around these obstacles that are still going to be, coming through in the month of January. But you're much more adept at gathering the information that you need. You're much more resourceful. You've got allies. You're able to recognize, who's in your corner and make the best choices for your particular situation. So you can really rely on yourself and your intuition. You have earned your success with your cleverness. The next card out is the Storm card, and I did clarify it, and I'll go through the clarifiers, but again, this is where the conflict arose, the tension. So again, some kind of tension in January, which when I pulled clarifiers seems to stem around a relationship of some sort. You've got the Five of Wands here, and followed by that, I was trying to clarify to see exactly where we were going with that. And you've got the Tower, and it's definitely around an emotional situation that's related, I suspect, to family, because it's around the Ten of Cups, and your overall happiness. And it's left with a Four of Cups. So there may be somebody who's being iced out of the dynamic here, of the situation, because of the degree of tension or agitation. So again, don't know what this relationship is, but whether it's work or otherwise, it does seem to stem around some kind of a long-standing relationship. There's a battle. There's some kind of, it could also be referencing an internal and external conflict, but I feel it does involve someone who may be rigidly controlling. I also clarified that, so it could be in relation to a boss, a King of Pentacles. This is a business, somebody who's quite business savvy, and we also have the Emperor following that. So I feel that those are really referencing, one individual, not two separate people. But either way, it can represent a business person or a corporate energy or someone who's in authority, but somebody who's very prone to structure and that kind of thing. So anyway, it's definitely a frustrating point where there can be power struggles, and there's something that's irritating you, agitating you, and it looks to be a heated discussion with all the wands and the Tower clarifying. So it's something that has kind of a sudden eruption. Although the problem doesn't last, the truth of the matter is coming out here, and there could be some kind of change as a result. So with the Ten of Cups, again, it's definitely surrounding your safety or your feeling or family or career stability. It may be that you're feeling like you can only rely on yourself in some way, or that you're alone in your thoughts about something, or that there's a loss of closeness at some point with this Emperor energy or successful person, because there was the Four of Cups. I won't go back over and muddle up the cards there, but with that Four of Cups energy, so maybe you feel there's some kind of a loss of a closeness, or you're creating distance or a boundary around someone. But it could be the result of somebody who's over controlling, that might be overcorrecting you in some way, or where you just feel unsupported. The next card out is the Golden Palace. So this is really a card of the Golden Palace speaks to great riches and wealth and fulfillment and rewards. Again, victories still coming through for over the long haul in this probably just this quarter, speaking to this quarter of the year. But when I look into kind of the bigger picture of things, a lot of the cards spoke to much of the same. So there are going to be material gains around your ambitions. But I just don't know if I feel it's really coming through for the month of January. It feels like more of the abundance and victories and alliances and all of that is coming through for January. But there might be something that you're looking into in terms of investments and real estate purchases and things like that, that might be where you're redirecting monies, and that allows for more of those material gains. So again, just a reminder as well that if you are dealing with issues of poor self-esteem or any feelings of lack with the Four of Cups energy, just a reminder to keep working on yourself and how you talk to yourself and how you view others, because you want to live authentically. You don't want to criticize others for something that you're feeling within yourself. So, live authentically, share your good fortune, with others, so that, with your family and so on, because it does lead to greater happiness, over the long haul. So next cards out are the Moonology cards. So we are looking at, it says a new romantic cycle is beginning here. So again, for some of you, it might represent a new offer, a romantic offer that's coming through, but I feel that there's some kind of a reset after the argument, where things get rebalanced again for others of you. So again, the card comes with a reference to someone being selfish in the relationship, and just a reminder to be open to talking things through rather than closing off and harboring resentment. So this, of course, is for those in an existing relationship. There's also some other cards here too that kind of, if it relates to some kind of a legal matter, if it does relate to some kind of a legal matter to be considered, it will be in your favor. But again, because there was some Libra energy that came up here several times, so I just wanted to just to mention. But this restart, could be on multiple fronts here. I don't feel it's a restart or a fresh start or new sense of newness in one area. It feels like it's a restart and a reset. And again, it's probably motivated by the pandemic for a lot of people. So, but it is still very relevant for more than one sign this year. So there could also be, as I said, a Libra energy coming in with that previous card, or in some way is influencing what's happening for you in January. We've got the fiery climax, and that's an Aries energy, but the fiery climax card is about tension around some kind of relationship, again, love interest or otherwise. But the card's reference basically says, are you being a little too much me energy? So if you were a little too harsh, step back, reevaluate how the situation could have been handled and how much of the outcome of this situation did you partake in, and actually create. So, you want to be mindful of your own actions, not just react to another's actions, because if you were a part of how something developed, you want to be able to take some kind of responsibility for that as well. So again, this is a card about rash comments and tempers and blunt words and competitive energy, which, also came out earlier with the Five of Wands. You can resolve the situation if you want to, is the message of the card. But I feel that for many of you, I feel you're just too secure and you don't really feel you need to. So this... And the reason why I mention that is because the next card up is a personal issue reaches a resolution. So I don't feel for a lot of you that you're actually going to resolve it. I think you're just going to put a boundary up, and because your family is fine, you feel that your resolution is really oriented around your immediate family, and there's no. You're getting a lot of support, so there's no reason to change anything there. So, I just would caution, because whatever that personal issue is that you're needing to find a resolution. Again, if it's in the work sphere, you can distance yourself if you're leaving the job and choosing a different direction. If it's an immediate family issue, there's still a tie. So, whether it's a romantic issue or something there, if you don't deal with that domestic issue, things will still come to a head at some later point. So this card indicates that you take a kind role, step up, do the right thing. There's some kind of resolve, whether, again, that's just continuing on with the same front or actually seeking a common ground or a middle of the road compromise. But either way, the solutions are there. It's just a matter of acting on it, and it's certainly a choice that you have to make. So that's a personal choice. We've got confidence as your key to success. So again, I feel you're much more empowered, feeling secure. You're really in the spotlight here for January, getting a lot of attention. There's some really good news that's coming in for you with regards to a creative project or around your kids. But this good news is, whatever it is, it's some kind of indicator that you feel like you're ready to take on this new venture, start this new undertaking and go forward. I feel that you're excited about it. So we also have the full moon eclipse. Conclusions are within reach. So with this full moon eclipse card, and the conclusions, it's really about working with your shadow self. You're either going to start closing doors off to people, you're not going to forgive. This is just, but again, remember, this is a caution because it does come with the energy of karma with this card. So something has reached a climax or a peak of tension or change. And again, it's likely around a significant enough relationship, whether it's work, friendship, family, situation. Here, there's also the indicator that you can resolve the situation, but I don't feel that many of you will. As I said, I don't feel that many of you will be going in that direction, because again, I feel that a lot of you feel you're pretty safe and secure and you like things just as they are. So if something remains unfinished and unresolved, or something you're uncomfortable with internally long enough, again, realize that that will come up again in the future, and it's likely to be more intense. It's, because it's a dark, secretive energy. It's the shadow side. It's around an issue where, again, more damage will eventually surface the more it's buried. So just something to ponder. We also have the second chakra, Archangel Ariel. So again, that energy is really around, the angels are keeping you inspired, giving you inspired creative aha moments. It also speaks to your intimate relationships being favored at this time, probably more toward the end of the month and into February, but there is a strong self-expression coming through and a need to create and begin new projects. Again, a lot of cards still coming up with hostilities. We've got the hostility card coming up with this deck as well. And there is definitely some very hot issue where you're defensive, you're aggressive, or someone else is, and it revolves around verbal, emotional, hurtful, backstabbing energies. And again, there's more issue around deceit with that card. And I feel that it is in regards to something contractual or something that, could be around that legal issue. But either way, because they're so closely in connection there, but whether there was some kind of impropriety in business, love, or other connection, I feel that you were favored here overall. So maybe it was very strategic maneuvering on your part, which turned something in your favor. But either way, you seem to be fully protected, because you do have the angel of balance coming through to protect you from any harm, or, if it needs to help you to regain focus, that kind of thing. You're having the ability to ground yourself here, center yourself, and certainly with the card of deceit and hostilities, it looks as though that angelic protection is warranted. So we also have the temple path, and this one is coming through. Again, it's a karmic path. So whatever choices you're making in the month of January are going to weigh out more significantly down the road in your future here. So this is a personal growth and expansion ahead card. It's guidance that's coming through from a divine presence or angel that may be known to you. For many of you, it will be people that have passed on. And then we're moving into the numerology cards here. The numerology cards by Michelle Buchanan call for you to step up and make a difference in the world with the environmental card. So in this particular instance, you may be educating others, family and friends, connecting people to your causes, or, finding a voice toward a particular cause, and you're taking empowered action, and creating a stronger community and networking with this kind of card. But it still takes a lot of effort. With this card, again, to bring things to a state of creation and put it out into the world. So don't be looking for shortcuts, manipulation, quick fixes, anything, that can get it out faster. You really need to put in the work here, and you really need to pay attention to the details. Don't give up on this calling, because it will be successful in the end. And again, I feel somebody is going to be coming in here to assist for some of you, but for others of you, you'll be doing the learning and the teaching. And this card speaks to those life lessons that have been learned, and you're able to translate that knowledge or that wisdom, and go forward and into developing something. So just have faith in your ability to teach and convey your message. This is where you have a message of importance to get out there. So walk your talk and expand your wisdom and share your gifts. So the next card out is happy ending. So for sure, this is, the pretty obvious conclusion here. This is still a positive, optimistic card. So whatever you're focusing on in the near future is going to be favorable. You also have the card of compassion, which indicates a need to show compassion to another or to others in general. Be kind, don't judge. Until you've walked a mile in their shoes, it's always easier, as they say, to judge another. But try to broaden your understanding and learn to see another's point of view outside of your own. So that seems to be a resonating energy repeated throughout the cards. So I don't know if there's a lot of criticism going on, but there seems to be a lot of that energy here. So again, observe without judgment is the message of the card. We also have the Quantum Oracle by Sandra Ann Taylor, and that really speaks to victim mentality, you taking your power back in January after a time of instability. So where there could be a person of power trying to control or dominate your actions. For some of you, you're moving away from that conflict, and from the and again, it might be in the workplace or whatever, but I feel that there was a feeling of being restricted in some way, or powerless, or you felt that you were, in a period of stuck paralysis analysis, or what is it, paralysis analysis kind of energy, but maybe anxiety or something that was going on there. But either way, that conflict card, so close to the loss card, also indicates to me that there was some kind of open hostilities or agitation with a friend or family member or partner. I don't feel you know how to resolve it just yet, but again, if you're able to reflect and listen for those aha moments, I feel you'll be able to take the steps to initiate action and create and express yourself. Is also another way to seek those answers, and things will surface. But there's a lot of emotions pent up here, I feel, for a lot of you. Something's not being discussed. And I say that because there's so many cards clustered together here with fragmented energy. So with that fragmented energy card, again, I feel your emotions are scattered regarding your choices around a particular issue or a person, some kind of conflict that's still very prevalent in the month of January, something that you're ruminating perhaps about. But there's a lot of pieces to this situation. It's not an easy fix. So your agitated energy is causing some kind of a split within yourself. So it can be creating some blockages in some shape or form that may not be visible just yet. But you are still able to transform, because you have the transformation card that follows. So wherever you're having some difficulty focusing, again, perhaps it's around the residual of this conflict. Transformation is about getting rid of those unhealthy patterns, unhealthy thoughts, finding new ways, changing your perspective, finding new ways to deal with something, and expand and grow and become more, period. Because when you become more, you're capable of more. So again, you want to be able to shift into this higher version of yourself, and this higher energy. So that means that you have to give up judging others from your perspective and see this as an opportunity to reinvent yourself with a more conscious connection to your career and others and self. So choose to be optimistic about your situation and whatever thoughts you're ruminating over. I do feel that you're finding your way here, because you do have the card of increase. So likely by January's end and further out, this is about you expanding and increasing your energy. And I don't mean just on a physical level. I mean, it does result in the physical world. But again, that expansion could come by way of new investments, making real estate purchases, expanding a family business. But it's, expanding creative projects, anything along that line that is growth. So it's something that's developing in the concrete world this year. But it starts in January. But the pieces for getting rid of judgment and blockages begin in January, as I said, and it could even speak to a sudden windfall or inheritance coming in for others. There is the loving man. This is also someone who is the supportive energy around you. There's a deepening of that connection, could be soulmate related, but there's a lot of companionship and feeding of the soul. This person really fills your life in a lot of ways. I also feel that, again, with the new beginnings, this references starting something new, leaving one job to go to another, for example, starting up a home-based business or something in addition to your existing job. But I feel for a lot of you, it's more of a soul's calling and a creative expression that's coming through. So whether that's writing or painting or just overall being creative with hands-on projects, that's really a personal journey there. But either way, I just feel that there's a lot of expansion and levels of creativity coming through. So again, for others, it can be, it can speak to even more of a relationship blossoming for those that are in a new relationship, or a deeper bond that is operating here for those that are already in an existing relationship. But either way, there's also new levels of creativity and spiritual practice. Spiritual practice doesn't have to be like a tarot channel, or but maybe you're starting to follow more along the lines of traditional religion, and or communicating more with spirit, or intuitive practices, whatever that is for you. But I just feel that for some of you, it's developing that on a more significant level. And again, for others, on a work opportunity, you know, or for others, there will be a work opportunity that surfaces here as well. But for whatever reason, it's something that's going to excite you. And again, you're given the optimistic card, which is for sure staying positive. You know, your reality is shifting to a more optimistic career or a romantic depth, or some personal accomplishment that reveals a brighter future for you. So last card's out, just a few more to go through here. This is actually the Witch's Tarot, and again, this is a victory card. You've got the Six of Wands. I mean, you're definitely accomplishing something in January, or something you feel really good about. So again, if you've come to some kind of realization that you want to create this new idea, or you've already created something and you want to try to sell it, whatever it is, it's something new, you're excited about it, you're creating, you're winning. And again, there's a lot of Libra energy here, so maybe you did do something that relates to a Libra energy. You conquered, you won, and because the Libra energy is coming through with the Empress, but that could also speak to, you know, the birth of an idea and really starting to flesh things out, and that aha moment being relative here. But we also have the High Priest card, so you know, again, I feel like there's a lot of intuitive messages coming through here. You know, again, maybe you were a victor in a work situation on a personal level. You know, you were quite strategic, because there's also more rewards that are coming through with the Ace of Pentacles. But the Five of Cups, again, there's some kind of distancing or loss or something that is not being addressed here in the month of January, or there's a division of some sort. The Ace of Pentacles, again, that's another victory that's really coming through with good fortune. It's the universe, just, you know, speaking to that gift that's falling into your lap. It's, you know, good fortune. It's nothing but success coming in for you now. And again, this is also more confirmation of a victory. You know, you've persevered, there's good news, you're getting public recognition, there's friends, supportive systems in place, you're really getting you're really getting attention and lots of pats on the back for a job well done. So the last card's out. This is the Babylonian Tarot, and this is, again, same victory card, Six of Wands. You know, it's also followed by the Eight of Discs. So again, with, you know, you've got the victory card, there's success, there's achievement or accomplishment of some sort that's coming through. So it looks like you've got a lot of things that you put out there, and you're definitely starting to see the results come forward in the month of January. But you're trying to regain some kind of a balance here as well, because we do still have the Two of Discs following all of this. But with the Eight of Discs, your skills have paid off, and again, you're developing new skills and learning new things. You may be teaching, or you may be having someone instruct you on something, but again, there's a new opportunity with that Ace of Pentacles, and that victory card really strongly, you know, speaks to, you know, you're just killing it here. You've just got a lot of things that are operating in your favor. So with the Chariot card, again, this could be, you know, maybe some kind of a division. It's a victory card as well, but it could also speak to, you know, feeling like you're pulled in a couple of different directions here, because the Two of Discs can also speak to change, having to make a decision. We've also got the Hermit card, and the Hermit card is about pulling back, reflecting, but it's also about using your inner wisdom to get what you want and move to where you want to be. So some of you may be getting wise counsel from an external party to advance yourself, but again, there's still a degree of patience that will have to come through, or will be coming through, but there's still, again, the Three of Wands in this particular deck also relates to gains and achievements. So you're building on your strengths, you're getting the cooperation of others, and frankly, I don't really need to pull any advice cards or, again, any Rider-Waite clarifiers, because there's just a lot of really good energy all around, rewards, achievements, you know, coming in for you, Taurus. Clearly, you don't need to pull any advice cards. You've leveled up here. So there's a lot of supports, a lot of resources available to you. And you just need to keep the train moving forward. So enjoy the ride. You know exactly what you're doing. You are on top of everything 100%. So nothing more I really need to say here. But best of luck. And we will speak to you in the coming months, because I'm sure you'll have a lot more to add to this in the year of 2021.